Vladimir Putin's 4.5-hour press conference and phone-in was hard to miss in Russia last Friday. It was shown by all the main TV channels here, broadcast online and on the radio. But if you did miss it, you can read all about it in today's Russian papers. It is wall-to-wall Putin. The ultra-pro-Kremlin Komsomolskaya Pravda has, 9 pages devoted to the press conference, to Putin's answers and to some of the people who asked questions. My question to President Putin amounted to, what kind of future are you planning for Russia? More prosecutions of critics, more hunting for enemies at home and abroad, more switch-offs of mobile internet, more special military operations. But all that remains of my question here is, will there be new operations? The paper claims BBC journalist tried to provoke the Russian leader but received a knockout response. I posted my full question and President Putin's full answer online. The link is at the end of this video. The army paper Krasnaya Zvezda, Red Star, shows Russian soldiers watching the press conference, naval officers too. The Russian government paper Rossiyskaya Gazeta gives prominence to the Kremlin leader's positive spin on the economy. Over 3 years, the Russian economy has grown by 9.7%. This is much more than in Europe. However, this headline in Moskovsky Komsomolets reflects concern about what's been happening this year in the economy, the slowdown happening right now. Around zero, the Russian economy may move into stagnation. Independent experts point to the risks that in the coming year the Russian economy may slide into stagnation. That is, move from growth, even symbolic growth, to decline. The latest macroeconomic data and analysts' estimates indicate that even the GDP growth of 1% planned by the Ministry of Economic Development by the end of 2025 is unlikely to be achieved. There are signs of weak output, a slowdown in consumption and a weakening of the key sectors of the economy. A similar message in today's Nezavissimaya Gazeta. Russia is heading towards stagnation, economists say. Russia has growing problems in moving towards technological and economic sovereignty. In 8 to 10 years, the Russian Federation will not even be able to produce technological samples, not to mention competitive serial production. Such forecasts were made by independent analysts who claim that Russia is heading towards stagnation. Among the obvious problems, premature fiscal consolidation, abnormally high interest rates, a slowdown in investment and falling production in civilian industries. Meanwhile, the head of the Russian Central Bank, Elvira Nabiullina, has warned, at the start of next year, we expect a temporary acceleration in inflation linked to the rise in VAT. Some companies have begun to adjust prices with this in mind in December, but the main impact is yet to come. Kommersant reports that the consumer has lost optimism. Shopping centre traffic decreased by 3% in 2025. Visits to shopping centres in Russia in 2025 decreased by 3%. In 2024, they were down 2%. This is due to consumers giving up impulse buying and their desire to rationalise spending. The most noticeable drop in traffic is in shops for household goods, electronics and food. The trend has already led to an increase in vacancy rates in shopping centres. In 2026, traffic will continue to decline.